Productive Learning in Secondary Schools is a program of the Productive Learning Institute IDAP of the Town Council of Vilafranca Del Penedès, which is being developed in the 3 public institutes of secondary education that we have in the village. The program is developed in close collaboration with the teachers of the centers. MAP Classroom is the name we have given to these classes, where the program is developed, and the students that have access to it are those of secondary cycle ISO, which have difficulties in adapting themselves to the traditional educational system.
Productive learning is an educational model which bases its activity on individualized training projects, which are directly linked with the student's interest. In its development, the idea is to have the student involved in participating experiences of the real labor environment.
This program of curricular diversification is a very interesting program because I think it gives a way out to a part of our students which, as you know, have irregular qualities with low academic levels, absenteeism, but since we have the MAP classroom, these students have a higher self-esteem. Hello, my name is Carlos Marquez Bordalo and my institute is IES Milai Fontanals. Now it's 8:30 and we will go to the MAP class.
Hi, my name is Fabiola. This is the Eugenie Dorse Institute, and here we have the MAP classroom where I go, and it is a very important class and gives you the opportunity to do trainings. Hi, I am Andrea, and I'm a student of the Alt Penedès MAP class.
The structure and the way we work in the MAP class is very different from the traditional one, where the teaching day is divided in subjects.
Here we are now in the MAP classroom, which is a different place of the center. Students here are taking classes according to productive learning. They are a group of 12 students from the 4th course, and only by taking a look to the classroom you can see that it has a different structure from the rest of the regular classes that we have in the center.
In the MAP class, the day begins with the communication sessions, where students in a group context learn and practice social and communicative abilities, while talking about themes related to their own processes or on other related to the citizenship education. Youngsters are the ones speaking and thinking, and educators are the ones listening and giving assessment. During the communication sessions, one reads, thinks, discusses, works are presented, and films are visualized. In a sporadic way, talks or workshops addressed to self-knowledge or socially relevant themes such as drug addiction, contraception methods, gender violence, first aid, etc. also take place. During the second hour, the theoretical-practical activity will take place, and each student will follow his individualized training itinerary, of which he is his own author and director, and where he will be no more a passive receptor of training, but an active agent. In this context, students developed commune activities with the rest of the group, but among all, they are responsible for their individual training project, a project which the student himself writes at the beginning of each quarter, and in which the principal interests of the students are emphasized. The professional field is being described and the enterprise in which to develop the training stage chosen.
As you already know, these last days you have been preparing your projects because after Easter holiday you will start training in firms, and now is the moment to introduce them to all of us. Some of you already have them, others haven't finished yet, but those of you who have them will present them today, okay? Then, do you want to start? Yes? Okay then, Andrea. Well, in relation to my individual training project, during this term I will have my training in an annual shop.
The information and communication technologies are used in an intensive way, all along the theoretical-practical activity, becoming essential work and communicative instruments in the MAP classrooms.
The main aim of the diary is to have our students thinking about what they have been doing both in the firm as well as in the classroom. We expect them on the one hand to write down what they have done and on the other hand what they have learned, as well as how this has contributed to themselves. In this way, at the end of the term, they will recollect all their diaries and take into account all they have learned in the classroom, in the firm and through the technologies of information and communication. Carlos believes that the diary is a fundamental instrument to use in order to control spelling mistakes, because we need to write correctly, but we do it in a different way. We do not use the traditional pen and sheet of paper. If one uses the opportunity, one gets a minimum level on spelling before leaving secondary school.
TIC also allows the use of an intranet, which we have at the disposal of our students and educators, so that they may work with information, documents, and still more important, it allows them to self-evaluate their learning processes. The work rhythm, as well as the reach objectives, are graphically presented in the screen, so that the students may, day by day, and with a simple glance, know how their performance level is doing. The educator in productive learning has a very different role. Instead of being knowledge transmitter, the educator is advisor, motivator, and accompanying of the student in his or her itinerary.
Teachers will never come to your classroom to give you a boring class. They will never do that. But we will be around here to help you when you have difficulties or something that does not work. Then we will help you. If we notice that you can do it by yourself, or if you're lazy, then we will not help you, and we will tell you to make the effort, to work harder. Try to begin here, look for information there, and if you are not able to do it, we will give you a hand.
You already know what the wording plan is. It is planned at the beginning of the day, and we take a look at it once a week. Each one of you has his or her own adapted curriculum, so that they are all different. We use the opportunity to explain a little bit how are things going for each of us.
Every week, students have an individual assessment session, moment in which the student and the educator think about and plan actions together.
Now, Eva, we will have an individual assessment session, and I want you to explain, how are things going on this week? I want you to tell me which doubts and needs you have. How are things going on in the firm? And well, I would like to know, how is your project going?
The practical and manipulative activity addressed to the production is one of the main characteristics of productive learning, and that's why great results are obtained in the technological field. Students learn techniques that they can later use also in the center or school through some repairing, installations, etc., which makes students feel valuable and almost completely necessary in certain moments. The product's realization is something continuous in the MAP classroom. Students make all types of products, document products, group products, firm products, etc. But among all, we must emphasize the physical product, which becomes the real connecting thread of the learning process, and it has a great importance in the evaluation. At the end of every quarter, and as part of the evaluation, we have the culminating moment in which products and firm coexist in a public presentation, in which students prepare themselves to explain their work and their experience.
My name is Carlos Marquez, and my professional field is stock boy. My firm is called Pintores Janer, and they commercialize paints. Their address is in Melior Street, number 25, and my mentor is Maite Colomer. What do? I mix paints, prepare orders, arrange the shop and the material.
My product is these balls that I made with some clothes. The first phase was a schematic drawing and looking for information in relation to different types of clothes, natural fibers. Hempen cloth is very solid and resistant material, and it is a rough cloth. Cotton absorbs humidity perfectly well, so that it is usually used by mixing it with practically all types of fibers and material. And here's the schematic drawing. And my temporalization has been to choose a short story, a list of the material, to buy the material, to draw the pattern, to cut the cloth, to soothe and paint the puppets' faces. Here in the classroom, I am preparing the material for the puppets' construction. Here I am sticking the puppets to the stick, and here I am putting the padding and the card to the puppets.
This is the end of a puzzle. It looks much better than I expected, and I'm very proud of it.
The activity and the atmosphere in the MAP classroom would be very different if the firm practices did not take place. Students realize them with great enthusiasm twice a week.
Well, we have to take a look at the mucus to see if it has a rosy color, or if it has anemia, or if it is too red. This one you can see has its mucus all right. It looks rosy, and we will look at its ganglion to see if it is inflamed. It is something I have always loved. I have always loved animals, and I have always had some at home. And I am very happy because when I was a kid and was asked about what I would like to do, I would say vet. And here you have it. I would love to keep on studying if I could. Hi Tanya, hi, how are you? So how is everything going? Here I am making candy to put on the cake. I see, and what cake are you preparing? I am preparing the truffle, cream and custard cream. Very well. And this goes on top, and afterwards I will put on some sugar so that it will look nicer, and that's it.
Garages, shops, restaurants, etc. open their doors to offer them a very different training experience that will allow them to grow up and develop towards an adult life. Firms will become real outside classes in which the mentor figure will become very important, since they will be the ones responsible for their training and they will be the person responsible for the students' development and evaluation.
She moves perfectly well in the kitchen. At the beginning, as usual, she was very shy and did not know what to do or where to go to, but not any longer.
Well, this is what she tells us in class, and I see her very happy, and she says that she feels very well with you all.
Well, yes, thank God. We have always felt very happy with all the students we've had, although maybe I should say that Tanya is the one who has shown more passion.
She has adapted then?
No, I would say more than that. I would say that she has passion for it, wouldn't you? Do you see? This car has something that does not work. All of a sudden, the car stops, so that it is running and it stops. Since it is an electric problem, we have connected the car to the diagnosis machine, and we will try to know which is the problem.
Let's see. Maite and Sergi have done your evaluation together. Let's see. Maite. Let's see. We have evaluated all you have been doing here in a very positive way. And well, we think everything has been working very well. I don't know if you think the same.
Yes.
Are you proud of yourself? How has everything been?
Yes.
I hope you've been fine here with us, since for us it has been a very good experience to have you here with us, and I hope we see each other again.
Up to now, I've had 3 students, and by the way, we still have one here. His name is Ivo, isn't it? He came as a student, but because of his doing and being, which is also very important, we contracted him. And well, here he is, working with us, and we hope it will be for a long time, don't we?
The results obtained in the MAP class are due to the acquisition of basic cultural competences, digital competences, technical and professional competences, as well as social competences. But among all, it is due to an integral development of the students, which helps them to understand better the world in which they live, to have a more critical and realistic view, and which will allow them to act with new tools and personal resources.
Well then, the truth is that up till now we are very happy. Most, not all of them, but most of the students finally graduated, so that this is a great success. And the feeling that we get is that those students that come to MAP class are really also happy. And the proof is that many students from the 3rd grade want to come to MAP, as they call it, and they want to take the test to have access to MAP. They know that we have a limited number of students, only 12, and that teachers are the ones choosing them, taking into account a series of characteristics. But they are interested in it, because they know that we work in a different way. They know that it is a methodology which adapts quite well to the needs of boys and girls. Through the integral training proposed by productive learning, results are many and diverse. When we talk about results, we directly think about personal improvement of students, an improvement which can be directly linked to scholastic success, so that the student would graduate. But even if he or she doesn't, we always see that there has been an improvement, and evolution, so that in all cases, in 99.9% of cases, students improve.
Productive learning opens the door to those centers of Vilafranca that are sure of the need for new ways and pedagogical systems more in accordance with the learning styles and the educative needs of part of its students.
From the first year that we started to develop the project, it showed its extraordinary viability and its potential in such a way that we have kept it ongoing and we have consolidated it year after year. And nowadays, it has become one of the identity elements of our centre.
We evaluate in a very positive way productive learning classrooms in high schools as one of the most gratifying things that this Dance Council is doing. The high schools also evaluate in the same positive way, as well as the education department of the Catalan government, which recognizes it, and in fact, with the new educational law, these adapted syllabus will also be financed.
The productive learning method implemented in the MAP classrooms is based on the city as school method, known in Vilafranca as well as in many other European cities. The method was born in New York. Productive learning is a flexible methodology that is used in different educative schemes, inside and outside of regular education. There are a great number of schools and projects that demonstrate it, and there are many youngsters, adolescents, boys and girls around the world that take advantage of it.